Hey guys, welcome back to the PokeClone tutorial. This time we're going to take what we done last episode, which was the random enemy choosing, so cylinder 1 for example, and push that over to our battle scene and also create the monster, and we'll get some stats going for them as well. The reason why we didn't do it last time is because it's a little bit more complicated than just pushing to the level. Because if I do this, and I'll add a small delay just so we can see. Add a sphere to our party, so that should still work. I'll be going through, it's going to choose cylinder 1, but it doesn't actually choose anything. So that's what we're going to be working on today. So the first thing we need to do is we firstly need to add the information that we get from this spawn area into our game instance. So if you open up your game instance, and we're going to add a new function called set encounter info, and we're also going to categorize that to encounters. And under the variables, we're going to add encounter info, which will be of an encounter struct. Compile and save. And so now we have set encounter info, and all we need to do is grab a name, or encounter name, should I say. Then get data table row, select our encounter table, just to remind you of what's in there. We have all this information here, and we're just going to set that encounter info to that. Compile and save. So now if we go to our spawn area, we have our random roll. Let's move that across, which has chosen what we're going to grab. So now we just need to use it. So we're going to add a return node. And we're going to take our rolled value and we're going to plug it in. And just give it a different name, rolled encounter. Compile and save. So go back to the spawn area. So now we have the rolled encounter at the end of the function. We're going to grab our game instance, which isn't in here at the moment. Let's get game instance, cast to PokeClone instance. I'm going to right click on it and change it to a pure cast so it doesn't require an execution node. And we're going to set encounter info to our encounter. Compile and save. Now in our battle proxy, at the moment nothing happens. So what it's going to do now is going to grab our first party member and set that. And now we want to remove all of this because we're going to create the new monster. So grab the instance, grab our encounter info, and break. Now you may remember from a few episodes ago that in order to create our party monster, we had to create a monster generator blueprint. So that's exactly what we're going to use here. So spawn actor from class, monster generator BP. And just whilst we're here, we're going to if generate, then do this. If not, then we've already got our monster info with all our moves and everything on there. So we're going to check our species into there, and we're going to just open up this so we can see what we can do. At the moment it's set to nothing. Okay, so we're currently doing a random level, so we're going to remove that. We're going to make sure that level is instance editable and exposed on spawn, because we're going to set the level when we generate this monster first of all. So we're going to compile and save. So the first thing you'll notice is if we go to our third person character where all our controls are stored, and we have this set to 0, when we open up and run everything, yes, play anyway, it's not going to create anything other than level 0. So we can set our character, just set that to just 5, or set that to 10 just so we're able to prove it works. Level 10s all over the place. And then in the battle proxy, I'm going to refresh that, and we want a random integer in range between minimum and maximum, and set that as the level. We're going to make a 0 to transform because that doesn't matter. Then once we have the monster generator, we need a way of grabbing the information, which is under final monster info. So we go to the battle proxy, get final monster info, and we shall use this later on when we do the data for the battle. But what we will need to do is we'll need to grab the species, and copy all of this and set the species. So now if we go in, we should have a sphere against the cube. We have a sphere against a cube. Let's do it again. I will change mine to be a random species though, so just bear with me. Table row names. Now I have a cylinder, and I will be up against a sphere. Okay, well that should be enough for this one. The next episode we're going to be adding the stats to all our monsters properly. We're going to be working with math expressions in order to set them. At the moment we've got them set to just the potential value times level or something to that extent. Let me just take a look. It's the species based stats times potential. So we're getting numbers in the thousands. So we will come up with a math expression to do this a little bit better, and then we'll start displaying some information as well, so we can see that it's not just the species, it's actually going to be our monster against an enemy monster. and after that we'll be working on the actual battles. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe and like button, because obviously I'm trying to get those numbers up. Every little one helps. And I hope you're enjoying it. Join the Discord if you have any questions, and I will see you next time. Bye.